So here's my newest purchase, and this is an entire dash in very good condition. And this dash is supposed to go into my gray S10, because this is what I've been working with for the last 5-6 months, something like that. This looks neater because I went through last weekend, but it's been quite the headache. So I got to make that dash fit in this truck. It really should, for the most part, just throw in. The only difference is the bolts that go through here are angled up. The ones that come out of my truck are angled down. I don't know if you can see that, but so I might have to cut something to make those fit, but other than that, it actually should just bolt right into place in the truck. Maybe a little more modifying here and there. Radio's coming out. I got a better one for that. That's actually, it looks like it's still a good radio, so I might even see if I can put that radio in this truck. So, well, we'll see what happens. So I've just been test fitting it in and out, and my dumb self trusted that it would stay. It fell and scratched the sticker on my new freaking shifter, and that's actually super aggravating. What also sucks, but doesn't make me as sad, is I also cracked some of the plastic underneath the radio din, but that's fine. It's not too structural. But I'm also test fitting, and it looks like right here, this brace in here keeps rubbing right here, and it's one of my main fitment issues. So I'm going to see if I can maybe cut right here off and right here and just snap off those pop rivets and see if it fits a little better. So I kept going, cut what I said I was going to cut, and I also had to clearance right here. And focus. Guess we're not going to focus, but I also had to re-drill holes for all these bolts because they're in slightly different locations between the two dashes. Because this dash is out of early 2nd gen, and I drive a late model 2nd gen S10, so things are a little different. So now I'm going to go ahead and just rip out all the wiring harness in this factory dash. I'm going to keep pigtails because I want to use them again, but other than that, I don't need it. So I'm pretty much at the point where I'm just going to start adding some of my wires in. Like, I'm going to rewire all these lights that go on when you open the door and everything. Just setting it up my way. And it's going to be a pretty long process. So I'll get back to you when I make some real progress. So it's about 10:30 at night here, and I got to keep going because I got to get this done. You know, it's Saturday, and I need this truck ready to run Sunday morning, and I've got no wires in it because of this whole dash thing. So there's my old fuse and power input setup that I had. I'm going to try my hardest to convert to these, because these are what I want to use, not that. But I don't know if I have the appropriate crimp connects and stuff for that heavy gauge wire to go onto that stuff. So we're going to have to see what happens. I'm probably going to just have to, I don't even know what I'm going to have to do, but I'm going to try to make it happen. So I don't have any self-tappers. I thought I did, and I wasn't ready to start this project today, but I just kind of jumped into it. So I've got wood screws holding it in there. That one's got some type of like halfway between metal and wood kind of screw. I don't know what it is, but these are definitely wood screws. But they are solid. They are not going anywhere. So now it's pretty much start trying to get some wires together. Well, it's about 1:30 Sunday. Gotta have this truck done by tonight. But this is the progress I made. I ran out of spray paint, so I'm gonna have to buy some and finish up later. I've got my switches in all on a panel here, so it's gonna work. That we got start, engine, fuel, fans, and then we're gonna go high beams, accessory. Reason why I'm doing it like that is because I really do like having the options of turning on my fan and fuel and stuff individually. I don't want to run it purely off a key. Starter switches because I actually can't find the start position on the key. I looked through all the wires, can't find it, doesn't exist, don't care. So everything just got to stay pretty much how it was, just now with the fancier cover over it. I installed the solenoid in line. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. And basically what it does is it's a golf cart solenoid, so it's rated for like 250 amps. So what it's going to do is basically take it so that the only things in the truck that will get power continuously are like the memory for the radio and the like lights for the dome light. Those are the only things that will get continuous power. And when you turn on the key, it engages the solenoid, which then provides power for these two panels right here. And the panel on the top there is purely engine related stuff, such as ignition, fans, fuel pump, starter. And then this lower panel on the bottom is for absolutely everything else. For lens is dirty. Absolutely everything else: radio, brake lights, turn signals, which I will have again, actually for the first time because I never had them to begin with. Wipers, so on and so forth. All goes down there. Both of these panels are rated for about 100 amps each. These wires up here, they look a little small considering they're doing a lot, but they are 10 gauge wires, and because they're running less than 6 inches, they should be able to handle the 100 amps continuously, no problem. The actual draw on each of these panels will probably be less than 100 amps. That's why I got them split, so that I don't go anywhere near 100 amps continuous with them. Like, this top panel, I know if you add up all the fuses, it's over 100 amps, but, the fuse blows once you've hit that number, so you're always underneath it. And, like, the 30 amp is the starter, so that's only going to happen every so often. That's engine power and fans and fuel pump, which, if you add up the 25, 30, and 15, that's not 100 amps. So that one should be fine. And as far as this panel goes, I don't think I could add up to 100 using little lights and doodads, even if I wanted to. So, I also got my dome light and dash light here working on the door jamb switch, which is pretty nice because I never had that, and I really enjoy the idea of my lights turning on when I open the doors, because I've gotten in this truck at night before and it's a pain in the ass to get around and navigate and find my way. So that should be fun. That's all I got for right now. I'll update you a little bit in a little while. So I just made the mistake that teaches a lifelong lesson, and that is always make sure you got a fuse on a circuit, because the literally one circuit that didn't have a fuse on it because I didn't think of it managed to ground itself out over here and burned itself all the way across the back of the dash and then out up to the solenoid. And that was my main power that ran, my straight battery power that went to the key and like the radio, or what would be the radio, and the door lights and stuff. So I'm gonna have to completely rerun that wire and This time I'm going to have a fuse on it, probably a 10 or 15 ampere, so I can blow that up instead of melting down my dash again. Just smoky, but nothing caught fire, so really just got to rerun a wire, which kind of sucks. I gotta figure out how I'm going to crimp in a tiny gap, because that's where everything went down at, is right there. And in the process of doing that, I've now lost my ability to run my lights on my door jambs, because I burned the only door jamb switch I had. So it's very disappointing, but I can work through it. So that's what it did to the wire. Now I gotta go buy door jamb switches, which is very upsetting. I really was looking forward to having those, but my stupid self went and burned them. So, time to fix my mistakes. So, here's where I am. It's about 4 o'clock, Sunday evening. I gotta get this truck ready for driving on Monday morning, 8 o'clock, so that I can go to school and work. And right now we are actually in that condition. I have all of my engine stuff rewired. I have my headlights and my brake lights and marker lights all work. So started getting some of my fuses together. I'm hoping that this looks pretty good, and even if it doesn't, kick panel should cover all that. I gotta pull that gauge out of there so I can see it, because water temperature is about the most important thing for driving, especially this thing. I don't care about RPM. It's not that important. I can tell that by ear, and that's about what I normally do anyways. So I gotta get water pump or water temp gauge pulled out. I'm gonna just set it somewhere where it can rest for a while, because I don't have a permanent plan for it yet. But everything works the way it should. Here's all my engine switches, which, as you can see, they can turn on, and I can turn them all off. The reason why I did that is because sometimes I like to turn the truck off and leave like the fans running or something, or turn off the fuel pump and then turn off the truck to see if I can reduce the amount of run-on that I have at times. So it's just nice to have the options, and it's mainly why I did it. So that's that for now. A lot more work to do. Don't know when I'm going to get it done. So I'm at the final stages of putting things back together for this weekend and this day's worth of work, so I can drive it tomorrow. And here's the one thing I am most curious to see if works. Okay. Alright, so I gotta trim that off. This crap, I can't trim that off. I gotta probably cut that point off right there for alignment, and then it should fit. I think that's all the problem is. Alright. Not actually going to do that today. I'm going to just leave it open, because I might be able to fix that some other way. I just got to get the other seat back in and my stuff back in and call it good for now. So we're going to call that part 1 of this dash series. So tune in for part 2 probably next week or maybe the week after. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.